Do you find yourself incredibly frustrated as you try to convince another person of the importance of change? Do you find yourself trying to talk them into it, convincing them, arguing, just doing everything you can to try to get them to see the light? The overfunctioning, underfunctioning downward spiral is something many couples find themselves caught up in. I'm Dr. David Hawkins, director of the Marriage Recovery Center and the Emotional Abuse Institute, where we specialize in narcissistic and emotional abuse and other severe marriage patterns. The overfunctioning, underfunctioning spiral. 3 points. This spiral is reinforcing. In other words, the more a person thinks they can try to convince, talk into, manipulate, control a certain individual, the more that person resists, defends, crazy makes excuses, becomes more childlike in their behavior, not less childlike. No, this is a self-reinforcing pattern of behavior. The more you get caught up in thinking you can convince, talk into, manipulate, the deeper the ruts in the road become. And you try to do it more and more and more and more. Point number 2 of 3 points. Point number 2, the overfunctioning, underfunctioning downward spiral does not bring about change. It does not. It brings about resentment and frustration, argumentation, power struggles. That doesn't work. It's not effective. Any attempt to control another person is going to be met with resistance and frustration and resentment. And that doesn't breed cooperation and collaboration. And by the way, it doesn't breed empathy. And I talk about that in some other videos. The power of empathy and apathy do not exist together. Empathy and conflict do not exist together. One more time, empathy and conflict do not exist together. Right? I mean, this is obvious. All right, point number 3. Stop the overfunctioning, underfunctioning downward spiral. Stop it. Stop. And do what, Dr. Hawkins? Do what? Move into utilizing natural consequences called intervention, called accountability, where we utilize incremental steps of intervention to bring about the appropriate level of change that we're looking for. Can we make change happen? We cannot. We cannot make change happen. Can we create the opportunity for change to happen? Yes. Yes. And it's by letting go of the overfunctioning, underfunctioning, downward spiral. It's letting go of all that. It's recognizing that doesn't work. All right. What are the 3 patterns? What are the 3 steps, rather, that I want you to really, really think about? Number 1, the overfunctioning, underfunctioning, downward spiral is reinforcing. The more we do it, the more lopsided the relationship becomes. The more the overfunctioner overfunctions and the underfunctioner underfunctions. And we've got the super responsible and the under responsible. And it doesn't work. And that's point number 2. This pattern does not bring about change. It brings about resentment, resistance, passive aggression, anger, frustration. It doesn't work. And that brings us to point number 3. Stop the downward spiral. Stop the overfunctioning, underfunctioning spiral by being crystal clear, intervention and accountability. Being crystal clear about what your boundaries are, what your values are, what you will do when and if the other person does what they might do. And you do that again and again and again and again. Consistency convinces. And so you say to your mate, if you're going to use vulgarity in talking to me, I'm going to walk out of the room. If you follow me, I'm going to leave the house. If I have to leave the house for a period of time, I will do so. Natural consequences done again and again and again. We teach people how to treat us, right? Right? That's right. All right. So we want to stop the overfunctioning, underfunctioning spiral. And you can do that with accountability, with intervention. And if you need some help with this, we are happy to give you that help. We've got many, many other videos and teaching tools to help you grow in this area. We want you to be effective. We want your connection with your mate to be functional. All right. If you want some additional tools and help, please click on the link to contact our office. We've got clinicians and a client care team ready to answer your questions. And if you've got some comments for us, I would love to hear from you. Do you see this overfunctioning, underfunctioning spiral? Do you recognize it? Do you see yourself overfunctioning? Do you see yourself underfunctioning? Where do you see yourself? Do you agree that this pattern does not bring about change, but it brings about resentment? And do you agree that what must happen is intervention and accountability? Have got to happen again and again and again. Love to hear from you. Send us your comments. All right, take care, and as always, God bless.